curious about what I believe and who I am and what, you know what I'm saying, these issues, because I don't adhere to any religious sect. And what I want, and I don't want to be long-winded, but I just want to show an example that spirituality and religion are two different things. And not only are they two different things, but religion is actually the antithesis of spirituality. So real quick, when I had these conversations with people, I try to use the analogy as, you know, you have, you know, what you call the soul or your life force, right? The thing that makes you you, things that keep that, you know, that makes you who you are. You know, you have that. And then you have what we call the spirit, or which is kind of like, I call it umbilical cord. You know what I'm saying? You have that umbilical cord to the universe, to the Almighty, to the creation, whatever you want to call it, right? So you have this. And when I had this conversation, I always ask the people, I was like, so do you believe in the spirit? Of course, they say yes. And then I say, well, where is it located? And they think about it and say, well, it's in you. Okay. So if your spirit is in you, that means you have an internal connection to the Creator.
That's right.
So why embrace external explanations to God? And when they say that, they give me that blank face. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Anything outside of that internal connection to the Creator, what we would consider religion. We consider like this is coming from an external force. So and there's proof of this. This is not talking. We have proof because we have what is called intuition. You know what I mean? And when it's that intimate in knowing of something. How do you know something, but you don't know what you know? Right. You just know it.
Just know, right?
You know what I mean? And that's what the spiritual connection is. And me personally, in my spiritual journey, I've learned to tap into that more, because a lot of times we dismiss it. And especially when you're in religion, when we say it's the opposite, because people who, you say God speaks to you 24/7, 365, because you're connected with that umbilical cord. So, but when you have to say, well, I'm asking God, so whatever message you get, you have to check it with the book, the Bible. It has to line up. You know what I mean? So that's not spirituality. That's what you call dogma. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Spirituality is natural. It's like, and if it's unnatural, well, that's when we start getting into religion. Like, for instance, how do you get an idea, right? So you thinking about something, and next thing you know, something you didn't know before comes in your head. Now you know it. Where does that come from? You understand what I'm saying? So, and so then where it comes from is I get what you call philosophy. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's basically my understanding of the world around me based on my spirituality and my connection with the world around me. Mm-hmm. I have a philosophy for my life. You know what I mean? Based on my spiritual connection, how I deal with people, how I handle life, how I, treat people and whatnot. It comes from my own spiritual connection with the Creator. I don't adhere by nobody else's rules, because God is just the government. When you really you look at you look at Christianity, you look at a specific area, right? If you're talking about Islam, you're talking about a specific area, right? The middle Saudi Arabia, that's. If you're talking about Judaism, you're talking about a certain area. Actually, you see them fighting over area. With the Muslims and the Christians fighting over the so-called Holy Land. Mm-hmm. But spirituality, there's no location. You know what I'm saying? It's the universe. It's everything. Everything is included in that. So what religion was made to do is hijack our spiritual connection to our Creator. They want to hijack it and bring it to them. So now you got all these middlemen. You got preachers. Yeah. You got pastors. You got fathers. You got Jesus. You got Muhammad. You got Moses. You got all these middlemen to tell you who God is, when the whole time you get connected to him, to that energy the whole time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, so when you say you're being spiritual, it means because you ain't going to church, you just staying at home watching Creflo Dollar. You know what I'm saying? That's not being spiritual. That's still tapped into a religion. And what people don't understand is like, that's why when we were talking about before, like when people will go from one religion to another because they're looking for something. Well, you know what I'm saying? When they're all plugged into the same ancient knowledge, it's all the same. You know, whether if you really get into all religions, they basically have the same story, the same background. If you take the old knowledge, you know what I mean? The kingdom of heaven is within you. Tells you right there. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think people, in order for us to really get tapped into who we are and understand who you're meant to be, I think, you know, I just try to encourage people to get too tapped into their own spiritual connection and to anything external, anything outside of that, dismiss it because it's all distraction. It can cloud your judgment. And I had a great interview. I watched Ice Cube with my man Talib Kweli. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna let y'all go. And he was talking to Ice Cube, and Ice Cube made a, you know, because Ice Cube was always, you know, big up in the nation or whatever. And he just asked him a question like, "What is your role with the nation? Are you Muslim, whatever?" And Ice Cube was like, "I'm not in no religion. Anything that doesn't allow me to be my natural self, I can't do it." And that's basically what religion does. It gives you, you got to wear this, you got to do this, you got to say this, you got to think this. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Muslim woman, you got to wear these on your face because you can't do this. It basically tells you who to be, and it doesn't allow you to be who you are. You know what I mean? And so we can have morals and principles that guide us without having somebody else tell us what to do. So I'm gonna leave it there and get y'all take. I think Patrick Bubboy Cole had a comment real quick. What's up, GG? He said, "From my experience, real spirituality always manifests in the natural." Definitely, facts, 100. All right, let me get y'all take on that. Which one of y'all want to talk with that here first?
Yeah, naturally, I try to say you got to believe in yourself. Like you say, come believe in yourself. Man. Nobody make you believe in yourself but yourself. And then it starts with yourself. And a lot of people don't want to break their everyday pattern. It makes them get through their day. So they don't want to hear new things.
Right.
We all learn new things as we get older that wasn't taught to us from growing up.
That's right.
So we're reaching into new dimensions in all of ourselves. But I definitely believe in the spirituality. I'm a better person for that.
And real quick to your point, that's what spirituality is, an individual journey. You know, where religion, you have a doctrine that everybody follows. That's right. But when they always use the father son, you know, the father and son, but you don't treat every single kid the same. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead, George.
Well, same thing. I'm not all about my spirit. You have to excuse me, y'all. I have 4 strokes.
That's
Here's my hair.
Hey, you still here?
He said he had 4 strokes, but he's still here. This is my thing. Just by tape. All right. I had 4 strokes. And when I had them, I ain't say, "Oh God." I ain't say Jesus. I said, "Save me, Father, Mother God." I ain't. That's it. That's it. That's all. Now, in saying that, I know God's in me. I'm a church right now in my body. Here's my temple right here.
There's walking right there.
Here's my temple.